If you are watching this video, you should be done with all of the lessons, have your project planning guide approved by Mrs. Swerk, and now you are ready to begin working on your poster. The remainder of the days until January 21st are open work days. You will work at your own pace to design and create your poster using the information on your project planning guide. That's our final learning target, the one that I introduced to you at the beginning of the project. I can create a poster to demonstrate my understanding of the main ideas and details in a biography. Let's take one last look at your grading rubric. Now that you have all of the required information, we're really going to focus on conventions. Conventions are things like capitalization, punctuation, and spelling. In order to get full points, which would be 4 points, you can only have 1, 2, or 3 errors on your whole poster. Please make sure that you are paying attention to this as you create your poster. I'll give you some hints at the end of this lesson. You also need to be focusing on neatness and creativity. To earn 4 points for neatness, all parts of the project must be legible. Legible means that someone must be able to read them without getting confused because of handwriting. For creativity, the maximum amount of points you can get is 3, and the project needs to clearly show organization and original design. That means that you did not just copy what was written in the book, but you came up with your own plan or ways to show the information that you learned. Let's take a look at what conventions actually means. You can earn up to 4 points for conventions if you do the following things. You pay attention to capital letters. The beginning of sentences always need to start with a capital letter. Here's an example. Always start your sentence with a capital letter. The letter A in the first word always needs to have a capital. Proper nouns need to be capitalized. Proper nouns are names of special and specific people, places, and things. Here's an example. Mrs. Swerk lives in Minnesota. Mrs. Swerk is the specific name of a teacher, not just any teacher, but Mrs. Swerk. And Minnesota is the specific name of a state, not just any state, but Minnesota, an exact one. The pronoun I needs to be capitalized. That means anytime I stands alone, it needs to be a capital I, like in this sentence. My mom and I went to the movie. Notice how the letter I is a capital. You need to be paying attention to end punctuation. There are 3 ways that you can end a sentence. With a period, like in this sentence, Harriet Tubman was a brave woman, period. It's just a statement, stating an opinion. An exclamation mark, like in this sentence. She helped about 800 people escape slavery. We put an exclamation mark here because it shows a level of enthusiasm or excitement about a fact that might be really exciting or interesting. Finally, question marks. You are probably not going to use a question mark on your poster. Question marks are reserved for asking questions like in this sentence. Do you want to learn more about her? You also need to be paying attention to your spelling. Here are some hints. Please use the spell check on your iPad or computer. However, we can't always trust technology to find words that are spelled incorrectly. Sometimes even computers and iPads make mistakes. So you also need to use dictionaries and ask friends to help edit. I can also make you a mini word wall if you ask. If you are using specific words repeatedly on your poster, I will write them down for you to refer to as you create your poster. These were the pictures that I showed you at the beginning of this project. These are finished book posters. However, these are on fictional books. Yours might look something similar to this. Notice how they're organized. Some people chose to make them three-dimensional, so the turkey is popping off the page. There's also this home or this hut down here. It is all legible and clear. There's lots of color, and it's very neat and organized. Here's an example of a poster that someone may have completed after reading a biography, similar to what you are doing. This isn't a great example. The organization isn't as neat and clean, and it's very wordy. There's a lot written here, but you'll get the idea. Now it's your turn. You should continue planning and creating your poster by using your project planning guide that has been approved by Mrs. Swerk. Make sure that your work is neat and organized, and use your flip charts to show whether you want help. If you're on green, that means you're working fine. Turn it to yellow if you're starting to get a little bit stuck, and red means you need help right now. The last workday is January 21st. Continue working through the remaining class periods. Remember, if you need extra time to work on your project, you could come during flex time, or you could go to the after-school program. Mrs. Swerk is at the after-school program twice a week and can help you there. Have fun!